Welcome, Gemini, to a timeless wave of love reading for you, where we discuss the topic of love and however it would like to be disclosed in whichever form via Bastet, which is one of the sister energies that I read for. Bear in mind that I am Seventh, aka Master Seventh, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. And for more details, the description box will have some plethora of information for you, as including my website, which is newly launched for your entertainment and purpose and reading pleasures, and also booking interests. Bear in mind that whatever brought you here is in true form to the reading, or the moment itself. Okay, whether you are associated to having a connection with the label Gemini or not, whatever brought you here again is in true form. All right. Bear in mind that you have, however, decided to tap into a collective reading held by me, Seventh, and not allotted time for a personal one-to-one. So it is very important that you utilize your discernment, take all the bits and pieces that resonate with you, and leave anything with the reading that may not have. More specifically, about the reading itself, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, please remember, femininity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies. Masculinity also encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. All right, wave of love for Gemini. It is a bag of mixed emotions. Okay. I mean, what else is new with you, Gemini, in that regard? Right? No offense. Just keeping it light and funky. All right. King of Swords here with the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles and then the Three of Cups. Okay, so mixed bag of emotions here. It's because there's a bit of an existential crisis in wanting to be isolated and alone, which a lot of aspects of your personality craves. That's the intelligence factor of Gemini that really craves isolationism, where you have that kindred spirit with being a sister sign of Virgo, for example. However, then there's also an existential crisis of being out and amongst the masses as a social butterfly, which is the point of inquiry that the Gemini of intelligence received and wants to go out there and share her intelligence or his intelligence or their intelligence with the masses. It's difficult. It's difficult to be a perfect human being for yourself right now. You just kind of want to sit back and talk and chat, and maybe you could do that running a podcast. You know, maybe there's something that you just want to talk about and just get it out there, and maybe you're considering that. Maybe you haven't considered it and are considering it now. There's a lot of I'm seeing like an animation of a frog. I don't know why I said a dog. Interesting. But a frog sitting like on a swing and like dangling its legs, you know, like completely like, no, I'm done playing imagination. Someone's inner child is very bruised and lacking spiritual interest to illuminate their imagination and their fantasy. Like, you're so afraid of your own mind. You're afraid of creating something, and I think it's because you've been blocked for several years now to be more emotional of a human being, when I don't think you're giving yourself credit that the only reason why that judgment hits you the most is because you are already an emotional, sensitive, vulnerable human and have been taken advantage of. And because the individuals haven't been picked at and plucked out of the garden as the ones influencing this negativity on you, you're allowing that criticism to be the first thing that you remember as a judgment to critique yourself and hold yourself responsible to, learn all the ways to be an emotional relation, be emotionally available. And you're learning all these ways and modalities to have a communicative relationship with yourself and others. Maybe even heeding the call and going to therapy, or doing methodologies such as that always improving, always improving, always improving, always improving. Yet maybe it's also a time to understand who are the individuals that you're feeling compelled to have had those decisions done or be introduced into your life. Who are those individuals? Are those individuals who hold that same standard and occupational hazards of themselves as much as you've taken the hazard of what they think you should do occupationally more well for yourself? You're unaware that you've done a lot of healing. Your subconscious has done a lot of healing because of the perplexities of what the human mind intellectualizes in fantasy and reality. However, the influx is now becoming afraid to imagine and reactivating your high sense of imagination here. You have an active brain, and it hasn't been active for a while. And you don't know the cause of that. And we need to at least find the threading of possibility here to obliterate and cut yourself off from that. And if that's too unyielding to see, I'm hearing, then ask yourself the question as to why you're making these positive decisions for yourself and who triggered that possibility. I can feel that there's at least one person that will come to mind that is responsible for the decisions you have made as of late. And then I want you to just think about that energy for a moment. As much as you have put in energy as to why certain things of your life are now happening due to some of the whispers of what opinions and criticisms of this individual, I want you to take all that energy that you've put into yourself already in maybe positive therapy and put all that as a time allowed to spend meditating on that energy of a person. Is the outcome at the end of that you want to return and flesh with this person and take more advice? I'm not going to answer that for you. You have to answer that for yourself. Yeah. You have to answer that for yourself here, the Star card, the same card that came out for Saggy. However, that may play a role to you and for you at this time. But this is about self-preservation. It's always been about self-preservation. Even if it means showing up 90% of time being a healer, an advocate for another, or an activist for others, still requires you choosing yourself 100% of the time, always. Cannot go any other way. The two is a two because one gave a shit about itself. Alright, Heart of Fortune. I think same card that came out for Sagittarius again. This could bleed into playing a role that, if you came in here with a desire of Saggy connection, there might be a call for Saggy and Gemini to choose individualism. Whatever that does to the relationship at hand is in true form. The Death card might trigger you to think that this person will be completely severed from you. If that's the true end result of that happening, 922, as I saw and say that, then that is about opening up your sovereignty of within, and more or less, most likely, this individual was placed at a certain time and place for this cord to be cut in order so that way you are left with what you're left in, and recognize that that is the rupture of your kundalini. I'm not here to define the reality of that for you or not. Okay? 949. All right, we have Capricorn here, persistence. And then we have your sister energy, Virgo. clearing. All right, with that being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, Gemini. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.